Hey everybody, it's Jerry Gonzalez here. Sorry for the random haircut. Got my haircut today, and there's gonna be even more random haircut in the next, in like part 2 of this clip. Um, you don't have to click on another video. It's just gonna be like it's gonna cut, and all of a sudden I have long hair, and I'm gonna look different. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So, pretty much, the build's finished, my build, and people want to see what it looks like finished, and people want to see the boot up. People want to see, how to install an operating system, stuff like that. It is very simple, and that's what I'm going to go over in this part of the video. Okay, so anyways, right off the bat, let me go over my build. Okay, so here's the inside, okay? If you say, look at all the wires back there, anyways. Okay, so right here we have make this a little longer right here. We have the CPU cooler, this big black thing, okay? This is the Corsair H50, okay? It's a very, very simple liquid cooling system, okay? It's pretty much everything is done for you. All you gotta do is mount it. Now, under this is the CPU. I did not make a part in the series of installing a CPU cooler. Just know that it is extremely important. It's very important. You cannot run your PC if you don't have a CPU cooler going on in your build, okay? Now, I didn't include a how-to video of installing that because my install was complete garbage, and I found that out after everything was built, and when it was too late to pretty much do it over. So, I actually linked to 2 annotations in the end of the CPU install video. So I really hope that you watched one of those. It was either installing the H50 or installing a stock cooler. Okay, so I linked you to 2 tutorials. You go ahead and select which one you want, depending on which cooler you're getting. But keep in mind, there are many other coolers out there. Okay, there's not just these 2. There are many different coolers out there, and if you're going to get a different one, it's up to you to read the manual, watch videos on it, to see how it's installed, okay? So anyways, I have, everything's here. Got the RAM, 6 gigs of RAM, have the graphics card, my PCI card is right here, and if you're wondering what this is hanging off of it, this is actually a Wi-Fi dongle, so I can have optional Wi-Fi in my build. Just kind of future-proofing myself. Here's the power supply. Let me see what else. I have the hard drive right here. Okay, everything. I'm just recapping pretty much of everything I showed you. Here's all that good stuff in the inside. I have a really bad angle of looking at this right now, but pretty much, I can't see what I'm looking at. Okay, so there's like the Blu-ray drive, the flash card reader, and up there, that blank space, is actually the Sentry LX fan controller. Okay, so that's pretty much the build, guys. And then the case, of course, is the HAF 922. I will go over my all my parts and the cost of my build and building your own build. Cost worthy, how much it'll take to spend on a build and stuff in the next, as soon as this video cuts. But before I do that, I want to go over installing an operating system and installing booting up the computer for the first time. Alright, so booting up your computer for the first time is very easy, okay? All you have to do is make sure when you're installing all the components, of course, hopefully you're watching these videos not while you're installing your components, but hopefully you watch the whole series first and then go over it again to install. But make sure your power supply is off. Make sure the power supply is not plugged in. So right now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the power supply. Okay, so let me put the camera down and move the case a little bit. Actually, I might want to move the camera. Okay, so I'm gonna go get the power supply cord. There we go. Okay, it's right here. I'm gonna plug it into the back of my computer. There we go. Alright, so now the power supply is power. Now what I have to do is flip the switch on. And flipping that switch on will actually turn, I guess I don't see that light. Watch, I'll flip it off, on, okay? And that's pretty much saying, alright, we're ready to boot up. So before I boot up, since my operating system, everything's already installed, I'm going to plug in all my wires and such, okay, which is all the USB stuff that I have and everything, okay, which I have a lot, so it might take a little while. I'll most likely fast forward what's going to go on here, okay? So you're not going to have a very good view of what's going on, but just know I'm plugging in like all the USB, let me show you, all the USB and all the speakers and good stuff, okay, and my, of course, monitor. Alright, so let's go ahead and start plugging things in. Okay, so I have everything plugged into my computer, I believe. I have my monitor hooked up. I have my keyboard hooked up. I have a bunch of different USB port, USB things plugged in. I have my Ethernet cord. I have my speakers. We are ready to rock. Okay, so that's everything I have. If you're gonna be booting up for the first time, all you need is your monitor, a keyboard, whether it be USB or in my case I have this P2 hook up right here, and keyboard and mouse. Okay, I forgot to do, guys. I forgot to boot up the computer with you. Okay, so let me go ahead and hook up my side door really quick, and then I'll go ahead and get this going. Okay, so the computer is all hooked up. Everything is plugged in. The side door's on. Power supply, I think, is on. Yeah, this power supply is on. Everything is plugged in. So let's go ahead and boot up the computer now. Okay, so get better lighting. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and my monitor's right there. So here we go. It's on and running. Great. That first beep, I heard it. It means it's healthy. If you don't hear a beep, if you don't have an internal speaker, make sure it's hooked up, especially for your first boot. If you don't hear an internal beep, something is wrong. And if you hear more than one beep, wow, look at all that bleeding light. If you hear more than one beep, that means something is wrong. You might want to look up beep patterns. No, not beatboxing, but like different beep. What is it? Patterns and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, that would be me eating a hamburger. That's right. Wow. Okay. So, hope I tapped that right. There we go. There's my desktop. There you go, guys. You saw my build turn on. And now I shall go over my parts and stuff and give you the rundown on building a computer, picking the parts, sort of, and things like that. Okay, so this is part 2 of the video. A lot of people have had questions. As I read along in the video comments, the series comments, I had questions about booting up your PC for the first time, installing an operating system. Obviously, I'm not going to show you how to install an operating system right here because I already built my computer. The video is already over with. I'm not going to install the operating system again and lose all my stuff. Or, I just don't want to have to install my operating system again for, simple purposes. So I'm just going to go over really quick. It's very easy to install an operating system. But before you do that, I wrote some notes down for you guys. Before you pop in an operating system disk, okay, which an operating system, if you don't know what that is, Windows 7 64-bit or something, okay? Windows 7. What you want to do is turn on your computer, make sure everything's installed, turn on your computer without the operating system disk. Then you're going to load into the BIOS information and change some settings in there. Change things so your computer can boot a little bit faster, so it can recognize USB keyboard and mouse right off the bat, so it boots off a disk if you needed to. reset the time, the date and the time, all that kind of stuff, okay? Make sure your hard drives are being read, make sure your optical drive is being read, all your SATA drives, whatever you have hooked up, make sure your motherboard or whatever is detecting it, okay? So to find out more about that, it's kind of hard to show when I don't show you here, and I can't really capture that in a video. What I want you to do is check out the link below. Okay, I don't know if it's going to show up right here. If it does, great. But click the link below for setting up your BIOS information for the first time, booting up your computer for the first time. Now, once you have done that, that's when you're going to shut your computer down, or pop in your operating system disk, shut your computer down, and turn your computer back on. Now, this should boot from the disk. And if it doesn't, make sure in the BIOS information you set it to boot to a disk. Usually you don't have to do that, but I mean, even if you boot from the hard drive, it'll boot from the disk because, well, your hard drive isn't really working, right? You haven't really set it to work, okay? No information is on it, okay? It's just kind of blank space there because you haven't installed the operating system on it yet. So anyways, once you pop in the disk, then Windows will, or your computer will automatically read it, and all you have to do is follow the install process. And it's very, very straightforward. Windows has made it, or Microsoft has made it to where, you know, the most basic user can install an operating system. They want simplicity here. It's probably one of, just like hooking up cables, one of the most easy things to do. But people think it's so hard, and it's not. I know when I was looking up and researching, I was like, man, you know, I haven't really seen a Windows 7 install video. You know, I've seen upgrading videos, but no install videos. And, you know, I was just stressed, only because I like to know what to expect. You know, I know how to do it. I just want to see what it looked like. But seriously, it's not that hard. You just pop in the disk and follow the instructions. And the hardest part would be to select your hard drive to install the operating system on. And your hard drive would be if you have multiple hard drives, whichever one you want. But, whichever disk has the most space. It's easy. Don't worry about it. Installing an operating system is easy. I promise. And if it isn't, if you still don't feel comfortable or confident to do it, look it up. Google search. It's very, very easy to Google search how to install an operating system. Okay, believe me. I mean, don't just watch these videos to build your build. Okay, to build your computer, to build your rig, whatever. Don't just use these videos. I encourage you to look up other series on YouTube. They may show it more clear. I know there are videos out there that show it more clear, okay? Check out a website called PC It Yourself. It's an animated place. It's an animated website where it shows you very clearly how to install components. So, I mean, there's a lot of information out there on how to build a computer, so any beginner can do it themselves without having to pay some tech guy to do it for them. Alright, so a really cool tip on buying an operating system disk would be to buy an OEM disk, okay? Buy OEM. You don't get pretty package, but it's cheaper, okay? You pretty much get like a blank case with the Windows 7 disk in it and a sticker on the case with your key. That's all you get, really. But don't expect tech support from Microsoft. From my understanding, they don't give tech support. I don't call Microsoft for tech support because I have the power of the internet. So that doesn't really bug me. You know, plus I know quite a lot about, you know, computers and stuff. So I really don't need Microsoft's tech support ever. I don't think I've ever called them, ever. You know. So I mean, no, I haven't. I've never called Microsoft. So if you're watching this video right now, you're interested in building a computer yourself, hey, you can even troubleshoot yourself by using Google.com. It's very easy. Again, the power of the internet is just incredible nowadays, okay? You can solve things on your own, I mean. Okay, so nowadays Googling for an answer is faster, no waiting on the phone, no bad accents to guess what people are saying, you know. Anyways. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead, and people want to know, how much do I need to save up to buy a computer? Or, you know, to build my own computer. Okay, me personally, my build is a very expensive build. Okay, it's pretty expensive because I didn't put money on. I didn't choose parts that were par, or I try to choose parts that had high ratings. I didn't have a time limit on how long it would take me to build this computer. I just kind of said, you know what, I'm gonna pick the parts I want. Okay, I mean, not the top of the line, over expensive $1,000 CPU out there, but I mean, I picked pretty good products, pretty good parts, components, and I just said, you know what, I don't even care how long it takes me to save for these parts. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna save until I can afford the ones that I picked. Now, if that's what you want to do and make yourself a project like that, what I did, it's extremely fun to make it a project and to make it a lengthy thing. I totally recommend you do that. It's something to look forward to every day. If you order a few parts every month, that's awesome. That's what I did, and it turned out great. It was a fun experience. Always on the edge of my seat. Ooh, is my stuff here? Can I start building it? What can I do? So, anyways, that's what I did. If you just want to get some practice installing components, or if you're going for an alright build that you can play games on or something, maybe not hardcore, but you want to build one yourself, I highly recommend you go over to, let's say, tigerdirect.com, newegg.com, or whatever, and whatever nice tech website, component website, any component site that you can buy parts from. That even came out wrong. Okay, Tiger Direct. I like Tiger Direct over Newegg. That's personal preference. I don't know. I've had awesome from them. Even though Newegg ships faster, Tiger Direct has lower prices normally for me, for the parts that I picked. Go on TigerDirect.com. In the subcategories, you'll find bare bones. Now, bare bones, they range from prices. Let me see. Select price range. Let me see. $100 to $199. I don't see how that. Okay, there you go. I see $169.99 build. Of course, that's not gonna be, that's not gonna be very powerful or anything. Let me see. It's gonna be a mini. Go check it out. The more expensive it gets, the better the parts get. The more reliable it's gonna be. Stuff like that. Depends on how much you want to pay for a build. Okay, my build came out to $2,133.14, not including a monitor, not including mouse and keyboard. Okay, so I mean, my build was pretty expensive because I wanted quality. That's what I wanted. Okay, so I mean, and I didn't even put it in a solid state drive or anything. So I kind of took quality versus, I don't know. I can totally upgrade my system by putting in like a Raptor hard drive or a solid state drive, or doing a RAID or RAID 0 or whatever. Okay, but I didn't. Anyways, so building a computer ranges from your budget. Whatever you want to spend, you most likely can build a computer with that. As long as you have, I'm gonna say for an alright computer, you want to have at least what, $500 to $700. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Okay, really look at the parts that you're buying. Look up reviews on the parts. That's all I can really say. Okay, that's all I can really say. It's really up to you what you're gonna use your computer for. Whether it's gaming, whether it's rendering, whatever. Me, the part that separated me from gaming was my workstation graphics card. I don't game on the PC, so I don't know how well this computer would game, because I don't game. According to Can You Run It, I can run Crysis Warhead with pretty high settings. I rank pretty good on Crysis Warhead. So on any game, I ranked really good. I don't know how it would really do, because I don't have the games, but I mean, I don't know. And I have a workstation graphics card. Maybe when the large battle scenes come up, the frames are going to drop. That's what I've heard. But I mean, it really depends on what you want to spend. My graphics card alone I found a deal for $660. You can buy a whole computer with that much money. Okay? So my graphics card costs as much as a computer that people buy. Okay? So I mean, it really depends on what you buy. Okay, so anyways, that's how much you can buy a computer for. Look up bare bones kits, and if you're interested in picking your own parts yourself and not going bare bones, go for it. Run wild. Make sure you do your research on what needs to be compatible and what and stuff. Okay, I kind of include that in part 1, but I mean, just make sure you do your research. Okay, I mean, you can never do too much research. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down the list of the parts I bought. I will have it posted on the video as well. And keep in mind, this build was $2,000. Okay. I tried to put these in a specific order, but I ran out of space and had to put things all over the place. So bear with me here. I have an ATI FirePro V7800 graphics card. Okay, this is a workstation graphics card. It's not gaming, so if you're a gamer, don't buy that card. I bought that for rendering, for my animation career, stuff like that. That's why I bought that card. My CPU, computer processor, or central processing unit processing. You people commenting, it's not computer. Anyways, Intel Core i7-930. That's what I bought. My case is the Cooler Master HEF 922. I bought the Asus P6T motherboard. I bought the Ultra X4 750 watt modular power supply. I got the Corsair XMS3 tri-channel RAM 6 gigabytes. Corsair H50 CPU cooler. I bought a really cheap Blu-ray drive. It doesn't even write. The Blu-ray drive I bought doesn't write. I bought it for $60 though. I can't write data, it only reads. And it doesn't even read at, super high. Anyway, I mean, it does freaking well for $60. It's freaking steal. I play all my Blu-ray movies on it, on my computer. It works great. Anyways, I'll get to that later. I bought a Western Digital Caviar Black hard drive, 500 gigs, $60. I bought a 6-port USB PCI card for $15. So I added 6 USB ports, 4 in the back, 1 in the inside, and 1 internal internal USB port. All those USB ports for $15. That's awesome. Okay. I bought a flash card reader for $13. Very cheap one, nothing fancy. I bought the NZXT Century LX dual bay fan controller, as you can see right there, that thing that lit up. Alright. I bought a USB dongle Wi-Fi to go inside my computer so I can future-proof myself. I went over that. That was $60. I bought 2 case fans, $16 total. I bought 2 2-pack fan filters, $10. I bought an anti-static wristband. Don't know if I have this buggy right here. Don't really need it. As long as you ground yourself, you don't really need it. But I mean, bought it. Okay. So, that's cool. And lastly, I bought Windows 7 64-bit Professional. Why didn't you get Ultimate? Because Ultimate doesn't have anything I need. It has like a bunch of different language packs and has BitLocker, which I don't need. That's all it has different. And Professional's fine. Why spend more money when you don't have to? My computer build is actually not finished. But, I mean, these are just future upgrades for maybe next year. Whatever. This is on my wish list. I'm still going to add a second Blu-ray drive. It's going to be a nice one. It's like $100 instead of 60, $120 I think. And it writes really fast and, does all that stuff. And, yeah. I'm going to be buying a Blackmagic Intensity Pro to capture HD video for my gameplay capture videos. I'm going to be buying the Logitech MX 5500 Revolution keyboard and mouse. Okay. And I'll also be buying a dual monitor sometime. Once you go dual monitors, you can't go back. And I'm not used to one screen. So, one monitor, so. Anyways, keep in mind, if you're going to buy the same exact parts I bought to come out to $2,000, $2,133.14, keep in mind, I did not have to buy a monitor because I already had one. I did not have to buy a keyboard, I already have one, and I did not have to buy a mouse, I already have one. So if you're going to be buying the same stuff I did, and you don't have, and you're building a computer straight from scratch, you're going to need a monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Okay, remember that. Alright, so there you go. Those are the parts I used. People have been asking me about that non-stop. There you go. This video turned out to be really long, but I'm glad I did it. I'm really tired now, so I'm going to leave you guys alone. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the series, or if you thought it was moderately helpful. If you hated the series, I don't know why you're watching this video, what you got so far in the series so far, but I mean, thanks for watching. Remember, subscribe, comment, best thing you can do for me. Yeah, good luck with your building, guys. Good luck.